Alrighty guys, I forgot what year this thing is, but I got another house call. Now y'all know I'm not a mobile mechanic, but from time to time, you have no choice. I'm trying to save her $200 for a tow bill, and hopefully I can figure out what's wrong with it fairly quickly. Okay, it won't start. No, let me get this right, because she had a hard time explaining to me this. It will not crank. Okay, this is what I spent 5 minutes on the phone trying to get out of her. Listen to me. It's a push to start. When you push to start, do you not hear nothing? Yeah, I don't hear nothing. It's cranking, but it's not starting. No. Let me try this again. When you put your foot on the brake and push the start button, what happens? It's cranking over, but I don't hear nothing. No, they don't go together. They don't even sound right. Do you hear yourself? Do you hear anything when you push the start button? Now, come to find out, she hears some crunching noise. You know, the ignition, meaning ignition sense getting to electronics under here, but there is no cranking. So I had to get out of her that the car was not doing this. Yes, if you're doing that, you simply cranking and not starting. That's different from not doing nothing. Not doing nothing is no crank. Okay? Not doing nothing is not called not cranking. It's called not starting. Not doing nothing is not called not starting. Not doing nothing is called not cranking. All right, so we got to get these complaints down packed because it affects the diagnosis. So I got to know what to bring. If I'm dealing with a no start situation, I need to know what to bring. If I'm dealing with a no crank situation, I need to know what to bring. Those are two different freaking diagnoses. All right, so I find out I'm dealing with a no crank situation. All right, now y'all know me, how I deal with all my no cranks. I might as well take this off. Situations. I diagnose all my no crank situations using K7. K7 right here. I do that using the starter relay. All right. So typical ISO relay. What I'm gonna check for first, I got my test light. Pin 30 always should be hot. Right. Now some cars you will not get that power supply directly from a fuse. Okay, here's the jump port that matters as well. I'm gonna check all of that. But if you have to have 12 volts at pin 30 for this relay to even work, in some cases that could come from a run start relay, could come from anything. But here's the pin I'm concerned with. No crank. Pin 87A goes to the load. In this case, the load is the starter. All right. So push come to shove, take your jumper wire and just send 12 volts directly to pin 87, just to see if the power supply getting from this PDC, this is not a tip 'em, from the PDC to the starter. Okay, so if I jump 12 volts straight to pin 87, yes, then that circuit is complete. At that point, we got to go backwards. All right, but for now, I want to go forward. So let me grab my test light. We're going to verify if we got 12 volts right here. And of course, in order for a coil to jump, you got to have some type of, you got to have a sense circuit from the PCM, which is likely the ground, and the power source come from the ignition switch. It's not a push, it's not a turn, it's push or start. And the coil will collapse. It's a whole scenario. That will send 12 volts from pin 30 to pin 87, which is the low, and the car should crank. So I'm going to bypass a lot of that, guys. I need to do this quickly. I know when you doing a video, you need to be precise and explain a lot of things, but I'm about to cheat a little bit because, yeah, I want this to be quick. All right, hold tight. All right, so I got the key right here. Now, what I'm about to do, let's push the start. Let's foot on the brake. Yeah, see, I hear all the crunching that she mentioned. So that's a good thing. That tells me power supply is getting to the ignition system. It's just not cranking. All right, so I'm going to leave that on run. I got my test light here. We're going to the relays because remember, all my diagnosis done at the starter relay. All right, guys, so I pulled up a picture of a wiring diagram of the starting system, and lo and behold, I forgot my damn jumper wire. All right, I could have made this diagnosis quicker by jumping from 87 to 12 volts and see if it start. All right, so the only thing I have to properly diagnose this car is a test light. Now, here's what I'm gonna do. Typical ISO relay. Remember what I say, pin 30. Pin 30 goes hot when I turn the key on. Okay, so obviously that's signal coming from the run start relay. So I want to bypass everything. I want to make sure the whole complete starting system is intact. Here's how I'm going to do this. I'm going to plug this relay back up. I'm going to stick my test light on pin 87. I'm going to go in there and attempt a crank. All right, I'm going to put my foot on the brake and I'm going to hit start. This test light should light because I have it on pin 87. You know what that means? That 12 volts supposedly going to that starter. All right, let's try this. Put that right there. This is the bootleg JT way that renders results. Make sure my test light is right. So I'm gonna lay that right there. I'm resting on pin 87, guys. That's the load. All right, I don't have a helper. So what I'm looking for now, that's 87 going to the starter. When I push the crank button, that test light should light, signaling the circuit is complete. All right, let's go in the car. All right, let me see how I'm gonna do this. I got the ignition on right now. Turn the ignition off. All right, here we go. Let's do this. All right, let me try to turn this wheel where y'all can see both. Now you see, well, you're not gonna see crank. All I'm interested in you seeing is the test light when it lights. So let me direct the camera up here so I can't get you but one. All right, on my feet on the brake, I'm about to push the crank. Here we go. Y'all hear that? Y'all see that light? You know what that means? Yes. 12 volts is going to the damn. It's probably still on. It stays on a good. Yeah, it times out after 5 seconds. Guys, we need a starter. Perhaps. That's not a dead giveaway, but if I was a gambling man, I'd say if ain't nobody been messing with this, that starter wire is on, the solenoid wire is on, and the bulkhead, the big bolt starter wire is on. And there's no burn up wires under there. If I was a gambling man, in this case, I'm forced to be a gambling man because I have no way to jack it up and look, verify visually all of that. So we gonna go with a starter, guys. Now I need y'all to understand what I did. Like I say, I bypassed everything, went straight to the source, and when I turn the key or push to start, this light up, meaning 12 volts, supposedly going to the starter solenoid. That's what you need to crank. Remember, guys, a starter motor is an electrical motor. This is an engine. It's not a motor. This is a freaking engine. But an electrical motor requires 12 volts and a ground. Now, that starter gets its ground from the block. It's attached to the block, the engine. Yeah, it's bolted on by some bolts, and that's where it gets its ground. Now, as far as the power supply comes, that comes from the electrical system. We're right here at the electrical system, which obviously there's some communication between the electrical fuel pump, fuse box, and the starter is intact. Okay, if that's intact, then yeah. If there's no open circuit, I need a starter. Like I say, I want to believe I need a starter. So I'm gonna tell her, you know, it's crazy. This is one of those let me see if y'all can see down here. Oh man, y'all know what that means? That means the motor mount has to come off. I can't do this on the ground. Oh no, sir, Bob. There's no way in hell. I'm glad she got AAA because you're going to have this thing towed to a shop. I'm not putting no starter on the ground. But I'm done here. All right. Yeah, see, like I say, this way, normally you should check fuses. You should check this. You should check that. If I had an open fuse, I wouldn't have gotten 12 volts at that pin 87. By getting 12 volts there tells me pin 30 is intact. The main fuse that feeds the relay intact. Everything is intact. Only thing's not intact is the outcome, which is the starter cranking. All right, this is a no crank. All right, I'm not doing no starter on the ground. I'm JT the freaking car guy. I'm not. Oh, and I got to deal with the motor mounts. Oh hell no! She might have to get this towed to Brothers Motors. Guys, I got to go. Thanks for watching.